Welcome to the second lesson of building a simple web app using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So let's continue. We want to quickly talk about things you need to know when you are starting out as a web developer. Terms you need to know, you need to be familiar with. Fine. Today I want to first quickly point the first thing you need to know: HTTP. Right on the screen you can see we said HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, and you can see from here it normally appear on our browser, the web address where we type our browser. If you want to know much more about HTTP, then you can just go on Wikipedia and search HTTP. It is actually the protocol that was invented by Tim Berners-Lee, which happens to be the creator of the web that makes the web to be what it is today. Okay, so the W3, www, is about communication between client and servers. Who is the client? For example, you are trying to browse the internet, visiting Google ABC. Your computer, which you are using to access Google to search information, is the client, and Google search engine or the ABC website where you are picking your information from is going to be the server. All right. So communication between client and computers and web servers is done by sending HTTP request. So when you type in your web address abc.com, google.com, and receiving HTTP response, that is the communication. Okay. So the WW, we have the World Wide Web communication. The World Wide Web is about communication between web clients and web servers. Your own web client and the web servers. So we know we talk about client the other time and server the other side. So now we're talking about the web through which you are accessing, which happens to be your own. You are the client, and the server, the web of the server that is providing you, the server of the internet, the web of the internet rather, because on the internet you decide which web address you want to go to. As long as you are accessing the document and information you are accessing is not within your system, that place where you're accessing it from becomes the server. Okay, so clients are often browsers. Good. Chrome, Edge, Safaris, but they can be any type of program or device. Can be a software, an antivirus trying to update itself from online, from the server, where the patch and the update to the program has been made. Server are most often computers in the cloud. Good. All right, so let's talk about the worldwide communication and come down to the example. Look at here. Here is a web client. Okay, this is you. You're typing, you're accessing information, and you're pulling it from the cloud. And the cloud goes directly locate your web address. Then the address goes straight to the server to get the information and return it back to you. That is why you see the arrow pointing to a side. It's a two-way side thing. Okay, what shield you from knowing the everything about the server is the cloud. The cloud just go ahead through your web address to us get your host, then send it back to you to the cloud, then cloud back to your client computer as long as you have an internet access. Okay. Now I need to let you know this. This is what you do every day. You browse, you visit website here and there. You too also you uh always sometimes you may sometimes think about how are this thing happening? How does it happen? It happens in a fly. Just this. We have the HTTP request slash HTTP response. Let's quickly learn some things about how it works. Communication between client and server is done by request and response. So I request, then server respond. Okay. A client, which is a browser, send an HTTP request to the web. The web server receives the request. Okay, the server runs an application to process the request. The server returns an HTTP response, which is the output to the browser. The client, the browser, receive the response. Let's quickly demonstrate in single tip. Technically, you should know how to go about this, but I like to quickly show how some of this work. Okay, so let's go ahead and have this. I want to visit google.com. My browser, if you notice it, is actually empty now. In my HTTP, you can see it generated HTTP by itself. So let me finish typing google.com, and I send. In the fly, it goes to the server, gets me what I want. Okay? Alright. So let's get back to work. So the client browser received the response. Okay. Now, introducing the course, the HTML skeleton that we want to focus on in this lesson 2. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. HTML is the standard markup language for web pages. Notice we didn't say HTML5. HTML5 is a programming language standard for the HTML. Okay, it is the latest update of the HTML versions. Focusing on HTML first, progress. HTML elements are the building blocks of HTML pages. HTML elements are represented by the tags lesser than and greater than. Okay, so look at this. The HTML element. An HTML element is a start tag, and it starts with a lesser than tag and end with what? Greater than tags. But each time you want to close your tag to tell the browser you're through, you use a backslash after repeating the tags in the second bracket. Okay, you can look at the examples here. It's another one here, start tag h1. This is a heading, then you put backslash, then h1, you end it, tell the browser this is a paragraph, so you close it here. So now we have a HTML attribute. HTML attribute can have attributes. Now attributes provide additional information about the element. For example, you want to add size, you want to specify the size of the paragraph, you want to specify the size of the heading, the colors, background, and all that. Attributes comes in names, values, name slash value, pairs like character is the UTF-8. So we continue. You learn more about the HTML attribute as we progress. Okay, so using an HTML skeleton. How do you use it? Let me quickly talk about what a skeleton is in programming. A skeleton is the supporting framework of an organism, the general one of any human framework, be it insect, be it man, be it even a building, an architecture structure. Okay, architectural structure. A skeleton is a supporting framework of an organism. It is typically made out of something hard to protect a more vulnerable body. Now let's come to the encyclopedia. Every web developer should have an HTML skeleton. You should have something. You should have a framework. You should have something solid on which your work, your code can be built upon. It should be kept in its pocket and used for every job. Okay. Now, example of HTML skeleton, which we'll be exploring within few minutes in this course. We have the doc type HTML, we have HTML language determining it, specifying English language, the meta character set, which is UTF-8, the title, page title. Then we have the viewport that determines how it's going to be showing on different browsers. It's going to show either it to make it mobile compatible, desktop compatible, iPad compatible. Then we have the link relative styling, which is where you link your style sheet, your CSS, your WordPress CSS, and many more. Your bootstrap, okay? If you're adding using bootstrap, you can add it right from here. We didn't talk about the head here, but you should know the head for comes in after the HTML lang, okay? So the head, all this which are from this title page, the head is always there, but we just want to quickly show you a rough sketch of what it's always like, okay? Now we have the style. The style has been closed here. You can have some styles here. This is where you had your JavaScript, the script source, link it up, then you put specify, then you close it. I think that you close it there. Then the body where your code, the one visible to the browser, okay? This is where your code is visible to the browser. So now you have some other things here. The image source img underscore la, then we have some other attribute, that is alternatively la. If the image is not showing, show la, then the star 100%, okay? All right, we have div class, that div class, which is the table. We have some words, is adding this paragraph, this is another program, this is another paragraph padding, and you close the div down there. So until you come to the final list and you close the HTML. Now let's proceed. Deploying HTML skeleton. Create a folder and name it web 100. Save the HTML example that is shown in this course, which I just showed you now, and save it as skeleton.html in web 100 folder. Okay, try to change the text. This is the heading to, this is my website heading. You make it. If you do, congratulations. Now before we move on, we are going to have to quickly demonstrate exactly what I'm talking about to you. So let's get to business. All right, so I'm gonna create here, okay, my folder. So I call it web 100, exactly web 100. Good. So from there I open it. For those of you who are using Windows 8, Windows 10 upward, Windows 8 rather, pardon, upward, including Windows 10, I'm using Windows 10 operating system of Microsoft's Windows to do the project. You can easily find here a secret how you can create HTML in the fly or any code extension in the fly. If you have this from the view, you can just click on file name, create your extension. If you don't have it, then you can just follow the clue. What am I trying to say? Let me just show you. New. So when I create new, I just click on text document. That is not where I'm going. I'm going to say example. Example. Okay. Oh, I want to use small letter, which is lowercase throughout. Example. So I move to the side. HTML. I click clean the txt, then I press enter. All right. It said if you change this a file extension, the file might become unusable. Are you sure you want to change? Yes, I want to change it because it was text document. We can see the type text document. Now I want to change to HTML, and it's telling me this is not the default. Are you sure you want to change it? I said yes. So right now it's changed to what? HTML document. Now that's that is blank. If you open it, it's blank, and that is that. Let's quickly create. Okay, let's quickly create. In the next class, let's focus on the example, then we'll quickly explain what they do. All right. Thank you so much for watching, for your time. I hope you enjoyed the class.